Welcome to the next chapter of 10 the series of mind control, the power of mind control. And today we will start the chapter 10. The chapter 10 is the art of tactical influence, how to subtle guide people through and decision without resistance. Influence is often misunderstood. Many believe it to be forceful, overt manipulation of others. Something that can require dominance, persuasions, or correction. But true influence is far more subtle and elegant. It is the subtlety to guide others toward your desired outcome without them feeling pushed or controlled. The most effective influence in history, from great leaders to master negotiators, do not demand compliance. They inspire agreement. They plant ideas in such a way that people believe those ideas are their own. Tactical influence is an art that combines psychology, communications, and social intelligence. It is about understanding human behavior deeply enough to navigate social interaction with precision. Whether in business, relationships, or everyday encounters, those who master influence can shape opinion, drive decisions, and create lasting impact, all while making the other party feel empowered. This is the secret behind the most charismatic and persuasive individual. They do not impose, they lead. The essence of influence is not about overpowering resistance but dissolving it. When people feel they are being pressured, they instinctively push back. This is why forceful persuasion often fails. Instead, true influence operates on a subconscious level, making the path you desire seem like the most natural and appealing option. This requires an understanding of how people think, what motivates them, and how to position your ideas in a way that feel aligned with their existing beliefs. 1. The principle of perceived autonomy, making people feel in control. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to influence others is appearing too forceful. Humans have a deep psychology need for autonomy, the sense they are in control of their own decision. When people feel that their freedom to choose is being threatened, they experience what psychologists call reactance, an instinctive pushback against perceived control. This is why ultimatums, aggressive persuasions, or blatant sales tactic often fail. They trigger resistance rather than cooperations. The key to overcoming this resistance is to subtly frame your influence in a way that maintains our other person's sense of autonomy. Instead of telling someone what to do, guide them toward discovering it themselves. One effective way to do this is by presenting options rather than directives. For example, instead of saying, "You should do this," you might say, "Here are two possible approaches. What feels right to you?" This shifts the power dynamics, making the other person feel that they are in control while subtly guiding them toward your desired outcome. This shifts the power dynamics, making the other person feel that they are in control while subtly guiding them toward your desired outcome. Another powerful technique is the use of soft language that reduces defensiveness. Words like consider, explore, or perhaps making suggestions feel less like command and more like invitations to think critically. This allows people to internalize your ideas without feeling like they are being told what to do. 2. The power of framing. How to shape perception to your advantage. Perception is reality. The way an idea is framed determines how it is received. Two people can present the same concept in different ways, yet one will be perceived while the other is dismissed. This is because framing influences the emotional and psychological response to information. Framing works by emphasizing certain aspects of an idea while downplaying others. It is not about deception but about structuring communication in a way that aligns with the other person's values and beliefs. For example, if you are trying to persuade someone to adopt a healthier lifestyle, focusing on avoid diseases might trigger fear, while framing it as an increasing energy and vitality make it more appealing. The core message remains the same, but the way it is framed changes how is it perceived. One of the most powerful framing techniques is a contrast framing. This involves presenting two options in a way that make your preferred choice seem more attractive. Retailers use this all the time. Placing an expensive item next to the even more expensive one makes first seem like a bargain. In negotiations, presenting a slightly extreme option first makes the second option seem more reasonable. By controlling the reference point, you shape the decision-making process. Another key framing technique is identity-based framing. People are more likely to adopt behavior that align with their self-image. Instead of telling someone to exercise more, frame it as becoming the type of person who prioritizes their health. This tap into their identity rather than just their actions, making changes more natural and long-lasting. 3. The illusion of agreement, guiding people without conflict. One of the most underrated tools of influence is the ability to create the illusion of agreement even when differences exist. Many arguments arise not because people fundamentally disagree, but because they feel their perspective is not being acknowledged. The most skilled influencers diffuse tension by creating a common ground before presenting their viewpoint. A powerful method to achieve this is mirroring and validation. Mirroring is the subtle replication of someone's body language, tone, and phrasing, which create a subconscious sense of connection. People are more receptive to those who feel familiar. Validation, on the other hand, involve acknowledge the other person's perspective before introducing your own. When people feel heard, they become far less defensive. Instead of immediately opposing someone's view, start by finding a point of agreement. For example, instead of saying you are wrong, try I see why that your perspective makes sense. What I have found is this soften resistance and make them more open to your point of view. By reducing direct confrontations, you increase the likelihood of shifting their opinion. Another technique is leading questions. Instead of stating your options outright, ask questions that guide the person toward realizing your point themselves. For instance, rather than arguing about a business strategy, ask, What do you think would happen if approached it this is from angle? This encourages them to engage with your idea rather than instructive registering it. 4. The emotional hook. Making ideas memorable and persuasive. Fact alone really change mind, emotion does. People make decisions based on feelings and justify them with logic. This is why the most influential messages are those that evoke emotion, whether it is excitement, curiosity, or urgency. Triggering an emotional response increases engagement and retentions. One way to do this through storytelling. Rather than presenting dry data, view information into a compelling narrative. People are far more likely to remember and act on a story than on a statistic. This is why great leaders, marketers, and negotiators use story to create an emotional connection before presenting their argument. 4. Another technique is the power of urgency. People are more likely to take action when they feel a sense of time sensitivity. This is why limited time offers work so well. However, urgency should be authentic. Manufactured pressures can lead to destruct. Instead of forcing urgency, highlight the natural consequence of inaction. Tactical influence is not about control, it's about guidance. It is the ability to. Tactical influence is not about control, it is about guidance. It is the ability to shape perspective, frame ideas effectively, and dissolve resistance without force. The most influential people do not argue or overpower. They create alignment and lead others toward decisions that feel natural and self-directed. And we will complete the. Now we have completed the chapter 10 of the power of mind control. And next video we will cover chapter 11. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day, and keep healthy, stay healthy. Thank you very much.